Any of the brothers in the brown berets want to share a palabra?
I just want to share that in behalf of the Limon family, we thank you so much for being here and for coming to support us. And we will be there to support you as well whenever you need us. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the National Brown Berets of Ventura County, we're stationed in Santa Paula. I want to thank each one of you for coming out and support. It's very important that we support this family. We're here for you. If you guys ever need anything, we're located in Santa Paula. Y cuando necesiten algo, estamos para servirles. Y que Dios los bendiga a todos. Gracias.
Good afternoon, sisters and brothers. We came all the way down here from the Sacramento area, some as far as Marysville, a 6-7 hour drive to say that we're in solidarity with the families across the state of California, across the country. Presente here is the Sacramento Brown Berets, the Occupy movement from NorCal, and LACLA, Labor Council for Latin American Advancement. We had a similar shooting in Woodland, California, a farm worker by the name of Luis Gutierrez. He was shot in the back, and come 4 years ago, April 30th. The reason why we're here and continuing the struggle is to also, how many people are not directly affected by someone's, by the police shooting their family? How many people are here as community support? Raise your hand if you're here as community support. Y'all are very deeply important to all these families here. They need our support just like everybody else needs support from their families. We need them to stand up, and we need to stand up in solidarity to show that unity. It took damn near 4 years to get the Gutierrez case in a civil case to see if there was any violations. And it took hell just to get there. The police in the beginning wanted to say that he was a gang member. They tried to murder him. Second time in the media. And we had hundreds of people in Woodland saying, "Ya basta, no, that's not right. We know that he was racially profiled." That came out through court that he was racially profiled, that the police didn't know who he was, but they felt that they had to pull this man over for some odd reason. Long story short, you can look up all this stuff online. It'll be posted on the website, I imagine. But well, in court, they found that even though none of the witnesses seen an alleged knife that had no fingerprints, and the only piece of DNA on that knife belonged to a Caucasian male, which he was Americano. And even though the two cops' stories had a different opinion of how he threw that knife, one he was shot in the back, through the shoulder, through his neck, throughout his cheek. He was laying down and threw his knife. He would not have physically been possible to throw that knife. That was the pig that shot him. And the other cop said that he threw the knife after he was shot again to the way. There was two conflicting stories, so one of those pigs was lying. I believe both those pigs were lying. But, so the long story short, we don't always have victories, and we see that all across the country, but we still have to continue. La lucha sigue, the struggle continues. And we have no idea what our next phase is. We had an independent civil rights commission formed to get all the cops that are involved. By the help of Cruz Reynoso, because he sets a strong precedent, we have to find all the community leaders that the mainstream media will take an eye to and get them involved too, because there's so much stuff that our community don't know. There's 300 million people across this country. We have to find some way to connect all of them to where they can understand what justice means for them to come out. How many people are in Oxnard? How many thousands of people are in Oxnard? 200. How are we going to connect to them? Same thing within Woodland. How are we going to connect to them? Sacramento. And come this time next year, because of the Oscar Grant family and all the other families too, we're going to be marching at the Capitol of Sacramento. We'll be here to help host. And we need to, if we're going to make this work, we have to get everybody involved in California. This struggle continues tomorrow, 5 minutes from now after we leave, to make sure that people are at that Capitol, or if they're not at the Capitol, they're in their communities raising hell in solidarity to make sure that that police Bill of Rights is open so we can know the demographics of how many shooters. We need to know what kind of people, what kind of cops what do you have on the streets? What are the demographics? I want a great outline. If there's a cop that's shooting 90% of people of color, I want to know who that cop is. I want to know how many people are getting shot in our community by these cops. I think we, as taxpayers, have a right to know who is policing ourselves. I hope.